You're watching News Track with me, Marya Shakil. The announcement of Nitin Nabin as the next BJP chief marks a pivotal moment in the BJP's trajectory. For years, the party has thrived on a blend of strong central leadership and regional outreach. And Nitin Nabin's elevation signals a calculated move to reinforce that balance. Known for his organizational acumen and grassroots connect, 45-year-old Nabin represents a generational shift, someone who understands the pulse of the cadre while aligning with the party's national vision. He's a product of the BJP's youth wing and has served as the National General Secretary of the Bharatiya Yuva Morcha and as its Bihar state president. During this phase, he was actively involved in youth mobilization campaigns. Indeed, this decision is not just about leadership, it's also about the BJP's strategy. At a time when the BJP faces the dual challenge of consolidating its core base and expanding into new territories, Nitin Nabin's appointment suggests a renewed emphasis on discipline, communication, as well as on adaptability. His track record in Bihar politics, where he navigated complex alliances and delivered results, positions him as a leader who can bridge ideological rigidity with pragmatic outreach. For the BJP, this could mean a sharper focus on regional narratives without losing the sight of the national agenda. Expect a more aggressive digital push, tighter organizational structures, and a leadership style that prioritizes consensus building over confrontation. In essence, Nitin Nabin's rise is not just a change of guard, it's a statement of intent. The BJP is preparing for the next phase of its political journey, and Nabin is the face of that future. Before I bring in the guests to discuss this elevation, here's a report.
From a Karyakarta to Adhyaksh ji, Nitin Nabin is BJP's new president. With this, the Bharatiya Janata Party is signaling a generational shift at the very top. The choice is clear: youth, energy, continuity. 37 sets of nomination papers were filed for Nitin Nabin on Monday for the party president's post. The BJP Parliamentary Party also filed nomination papers in favour of Nitin Nabin, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a signatory in that nomination paper. At 11 a.m. on Tuesday, nearly 700 representatives will meet at the BJP headquarters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be present as the party formally crowns its new national president at 6 p.m. At just 45, Nitin Nabin becomes the youngest BJP president ever. Why did the BJP choose Nitin Nabin? Nabin is dynamic and ideologically rooted. He is a 5-time MLA from Bihar, known for excellent organizational skills. He has served multiple terms as a minister in the Bihar government. He has done extensive work with the Yuva Morcha, and crucially, he has stayed away from controversy.
5 बार के विधायक, मात्र 45 साल की उम्र में दुनिया के सबसे बड़े राजनीतिक दल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष बनने जा रहे हैं। बहुत-बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत-बहुत बधाई।
The BJP's youth push comes at a critical moment. With assembly elections due in West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Assam and Puducherry, the BJP is betting on a younger face to energize its cadre and sharpen its electoral pitch. Nitin Nabin has big shoes to fill as JP Nadda's successor. Since Nadda assumed leadership, the BJP has contested 33 assembly elections, the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, and even the presidential and vice presidential elections. In the assembly polls, the party recorded 19 victories, retaining its key states while snatching Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh from Congress. Its biggest wins came in Odisha and Delhi, where the party formed governments along with surprise victories in Maharashtra and Haryana. In the Lok Sabha polls, the BJP tally dipped, but the party managed to form the government with the support of its allies. Now the question is, what lies ahead in BJP's Nabin era? Can the party break new ground in Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Kerala? And how will Nitin Nabin tackle the new challenges of Indian politics while shaping the next chapter of the BJP. Bureau Report, India Today.
And joining me first on the show is Professor Rakesh Sinha, former MP and an author and someone who understands the BJP and RSS perhaps much better than most of us. Professor Rakesh Sinha, at 45, Nitin Nabin is the youngest BJP president. For a party which was found only in 1980, what does this really mean? Is this the BJP sending a message, particularly to the grand old party of India, that is the Congress, that they have to really look at Gen Z and that it can be done only if you have a young party president?
You know, this is a great moment for Indian democracy because Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has made a significant transformation in democratic thinking. That issued the young man, Honorable President like Nitin Nabin ji, can lead the largest party of the world. You rightly pointed out that this is also a message for the opposition parties, including the Congress party. There are two regions. They believe in Generation J, but that Generation J is confined to their family. Rahul Gandhi calls himself Generation J, and Tejasvi Yadav calls himself Generation J, Stalin's son calls himself a Generation J, but this is a message to the opposition parties and their support base. General J does not mean confining to the hierarchy in the family. It consists the largest support base of the party. That's why I say that Honorable President Nitin Nabin ji is not merely a party president of the young age. He is a reference point for Indian democracy. And second point I want to point out that Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has a vision of the developed democracy, just like a Vixit Bharat, Vixit Loktantra. And that Vixit Loktantra means that if you want to transform the country, the young generation must come and they should have confidence. Indian democracy has been the victim of the your lordship. The kind of political zamindari for decades and decades of the people. And in the name of experiences, in the name of their support base, they used to control the political system across the ideological and political spectrum. This is the message of the millions of the youths of the country. This enhances the confidence of the people. If they can lead in the field of technology, if they can lead in the field of economy, if they can lead in the field of culture and literature, then why can't they lead in the field of politics? Another point of that is very significant, which people generally don't discuss, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has said that 1 lakh youths who don't have their political background, means their family political background, they must be prepared to lead the country in different, right from panchayat to the parliament. These are the significant ingredients of the great Modi vision of democracy. Okay. I call it the great Modi vision of democracy.
Okay. Professor Rakesh Sinha, here is the BJP.
Marya,
here is the BJP saying that they are leading by example. Yeah. But as someone who understands the history of this party well, give us some interesting anecdote of what does this generational shift mean. I'm asking that question because I was speaking to one of the senior leaders of the party and they were giving me examples of how Venkaiah Naidu became the party president one day. Then it was the name of Mr. Nitin Gadkari. These were names that came out of the blue. So for all those who were making guesses that who will be the next BJP president, here is someone who's coming from the state which has already been won by the BJP. And he has been given that role, you know, and at a time when there was a lot of speculation that will the new BJP president be coming from southern part of India, because BJP is looking at expanding its footprints in southern part of India.
You know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji believes in the convention in the party, and political party more important is convention than the rules in black and white. I am giving you some anecdotes that in 1973, Lal Krishna Advani ji became the party president. in Janasangh.
Janasangh,
And
yes.
that time Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was a towering personality, and after him Advani ji became, Advani ji was not a national of that stature. But that time he was selected, and they got the larger endorsement of the party. Vijay Raje Scindia ji, Sundar Singh Bhandari ji, large number of people, Jagannath Rao Joshi ji were the very towering personalities. Then the Janasangh accepted the new generation, the change. Amit Shah ji, he came from Gujarat, he became party general secretary and then took over as the party president. And you see the kind of strength he has given to the party by his hard work and the commitment to the party. Nobody calls him a person from Gujarat. He is as dear to a person in Assam and Bihar as dear to Gujarat. So I think that party is run by a convention, and that convention is not necessarily to be discussed in the public and the press. So a continuous process of consultation. Okay. And as I believe that Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji had a cross verification of the people. And in that regard, the Honorable President Nitin Nabin ji has been selected not because that he is a only young person, he has impeccable character. And in politics, he is a second generation. His father was a MLA and was a very respected figure in Bihar. He died died after that. He took not a single black spot in his career. So here Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has set an agenda for next quarter of century, not for the BJP only, but for the Indian politics and Indian democracy.
Okay. Professor Rakesh Sinha, since you're saying that the BJP is preparing itself for perhaps Vixit Bharat mission of the Prime Minister, which will be for 2047. My question is, what happens to leaders who are in their 50s and 60s? If a 45-year-old is now the party president, it is also about ensuring that the chain of command is, flows properly. How will that work out?
You know that there is a difference between BJP and other parties. BJP means a mission. That mission is not the mission for the power, but mission for ideological transformation. Whatever we have done, we find that only 20-30% we could achieve in the ideological advancement of the country. It is not in concern of the ideological advancement of the BJP. BJP is completely ideological party. Our advancement of the country on the question of majority and minority, on the question of democratic setup of the country, on the question of a transformation in the institutions, those institutions which were formed by Nehruvian regime, they still carry the legacy of the Nehruvian regime and the colonial legacies. And other thing that you see, the Prime Minister has said two important things in 2025. Once he said that decolonization of the mind of Indian mind in next 10 years. That is a big agenda for all the ex-colonies. This is the first time a Prime Minister or a statesman is giving agenda for 10 years after almost after the independence, 7 decades of independence. Okay. This is important. Okay. That's why I say, when a person becomes the party president, you see Rajnath ji, the former party president, Amit Shah ji, former party president, Nitin Gadkari ji, former party president, and JP Nadda ji, former, all 4 party presidents were there. So it giving power to the party worker. Okay. A party worker at the grassroots, with the modest handling of the people. I have not met a single person who said that Nitin Nabin ji had some arrogant behavior. He's a man with a very modest behavior, very modest approach to the politics and the people. That's why his selection is being welcomed across the country.
Okay, fine. Rakesh Sinha, thank you so much for joining us. Joining us now is Ashok Malik, partner and chair of the Asia Group. Mr. Malik, you have also tracked BJP very, very closely. Here is a little known Nitin Nabin from Bihar who has been catapulted to the top post of the BJP. As someone who has seen previous BJP chiefs in action, what do you see his roadmap likely will be?
Look, yes, this is a generational shift for the BJP. Somebody from the the 40s, and the first president of the party born after the party was founded.
That's right.
My understanding is Mr. Nabin, Nitin Nabin was born in May 1980. The BJP was founded, of course, the Jan Sangh existed earlier, but the BJP was founded in April 1980. So it's a recognition that India is a much younger country, that the BJP is looking ahead. And I think the BJP deserves credit for that, for trying to undertake that generational shift. Of course, how well Nitin Nabin does as president remains to be seen. Full marks to him, but full luck to him. But full marks for the BJP for also taking this decision. And look, the BJP has had many illustrious presidents, but not all of them have been, within double quotes, well known in Delhi. And when you say a little known Nitin Nabin, you actually mean he's not known in the media circles, in the familiar political circles of Delhi. I think Indian politics, as has been demonstrated in the past 10 years, exist beyond Delhi. Let me give you one example from the past, from the BJP's past. The BJP completed a 5-year term between 1999 and 2004. That was the first time the BJP completed a 5-year term. Who was the party president when it won the 1999 election? Kushabhau Thakre. Kushabhau Thakre was a selfless worker for the BJP for decades. A very hardworking person, a party loyalist, one of those who practically built the party in the states of Madhya Pradesh and what is today Chhattisgarh, a separate state. And he built that party from scratch, virtually, village to village, mohalla to mohalla. He was a legend. But he was a legend within the party, for party activists, for party loyalists. He wasn't, well known across the country in familiar in circles outside the party. Yet he was hugely and deeply respected in the party. He was seen as an ideal president at a time when the party was moving from being in opposition to being in power, and he was a stabilizing factor as Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Lal Krishna Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi, that generation moved into government. So the BJP has not always had people who are within double quotes well known in media circles. The BJP has also rewarded party workers, ordinary party workers. And I see this as part of that tradition.
You have made an interesting point, because the Delhi has also changed. This is the new Delhi, as we say now, Ashok Malik. Very different from the Delhi of the UPA era. It functions differently. And here is Prime Minister Modi also sending a message that Delhi is beyond Delhi, that India is beyond Delhi, that he has been receiving heads of states in multiple states across the country, trying to showcase that. But do you see this, that the first set of tests, litmus test, as we are putting out those visuals for Nitin Nabin as the party president, will be upcoming polls? Or do you think it will not be really something that he'll be judged on? Remember in 2014, because I've been tracking the party for several years now, sir, we saw in December of 2014, Home Minister Amit Shah became the BJP president. By then, he had the experience also of General Secretary in charge of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh in 2014 gave a huge thumbs up to the BJP when Prime Minister Modi became the Prime Minister. At that time, he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. We have not seen Nitin Nabin occupy that kind of an important organizational responsibility as well. So you really see that this will be the first set of litmus tests, or are you of the opinion that it's not going to be so easy for him? He will be looking for newer territories. He'll be given that task.
Two things here. One, Nitin Nabin, from what my understanding, has been an important part of election campaigns in his home state of Bihar.
Yes.
Also
in Chhattisgarh.
In Chhattisgarh, sorry, more recently. I was told Madhya Pradesh too, but perhaps Chhattisgarh, perhaps you're right. But let's be fair to him. He has not been appointed president to be judged on elections which are coming in the next 2 months. I mean, if the BJP does not form a government in Kerala, and I don't expect it to, I don't think anybody does, I don't think the BJP does, it doesn't mean Nitin Nabin has failed. I mean, that is not how he's going to be judged.
Yes.
I think his true test will be in how he revitalizes the party organization. You see, to be a ruling party at a time when much of your talent is in government is very difficult. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for the BJP. It was a challenge for the Congress when the Congress was in power. It's a challenge anywhere. And to be the president of a party which is in power where the entire focus is on the government and the talent that has gone to government, is not easy. And that is where Nitin Nabin's real test lies in how he can revitalize the party for the future, going ahead. So I don't think you can judge him on, the upcoming state elections. But yes, over a 2-3 year period, he will be judged.
Okay.
And he'll be judged on many criteria, uh, including how well the party does in state elections, especially in states where it is not strong.
Yes.
But he will also be judged in how he can energize the party. And the party has become a little predictable, if I may say so. And again, there's a good reason for that. If you've been in power, if there's been a certain inertia, it has set in. So how you can revitalize the party, what new ideas you can bring in from the grassroots, perhaps, because he's a grassroots worker, people will be looking out for that.
All right, Ashok Malik, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Tomorrow is an important day for the BJP. Remember, the man who will be at the helm of affairs from tomorrow onwards is Nitin Nabin. And it has been a rise and rise of this man. Here's a close look at the BJP's new president. I'm leaving you with this. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.
श्री नितिन नबीन जी का स्वागत करें। भारत माता की, भारत माता की।
45-year-old Nitin Nabin is not just another political leader. This millennial BJP leader rose to the top job in the party from grassroots politics. He's a second-generation politician of the Saffron Party. Yet he traversed through each step of the ladder in the party to rise to the top. His is not the story of a parent handing over the mantle under watchful eyes. Nitin Nabin's father, veteran BJP leader and former MLA Nabin Kishore Prasad Sinha, passed away in 2006. Nitin Nabin was 25 years old. He stood in his father's shoes and contested the by-election from Patna West Assembly constituency, left vacant by his father's untimely demise.
मैं अपने पिताजी स्वर्गीय नवीन किशोर प्रसाद सिन्हा जी को जरूर आज याद करना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि उन्होंने ही राजनीति मुझे जरूर विरासत में दी, पर जित बट वृक्ष के तहत उन्होंने कार्यकर्ताओं के साथ मुझे जोड़ा। और मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि मुझे उंगली पकड़कर कार्यकर्ताओं ने काम करना सिखाया और आज उन्हीं कार्यकर्ताओं के बल पर है कि मैं इस मुकाम तक पहुंच पाया हूं। पिताजी को काम करते हुए तो मैंने नहीं कभी देखा, क्योंकि मैं उस समय राजनीति में नहीं था, पर मैं हमेशा ये सोचता था जब उनकी मृत्यु हुई तो किस प्रकार से लोग भावना में उनसे जुड़े हुए थे। लोग मेरे हाथ पकड़ के जब रोते थे तो मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आता था कि मेरे पिता के लिए कोई व्यक्ति इतना क्यों रो रहा है। लेकिन मुझे तब समझ में आया जब राजनीति में मुझे आने का मौका मिला कि किस प्रकार से एक एक कार्यकर्ता परिवार एक एक नेता से जुड़ जाता है, एक एक कार्यकर्ता परिवार एक दूसरे का भाई और चाचा बनकर काम करता है।
Nitin Nabin was born on January 23, 1980 in Patna. His father, Nabin Kishore Sinha, was a four-time MLA of Bihar BJP. Demise of his father when he was in his mid-20s meant Nitin Nabin had to shoulder family responsibilities along with the political legacy. He was young but not lost. Nitin Nabin's maternal family helped him build his foundation. Nitin Nabin started his party work like any other member. He would put up posters during election season, arrange chairs at meetings, sit with party workers and listen to people's problems in the neighborhoods. But gradually, he began to gain recognition within the party as a young man who works quietly and does not shy away from responsibility.
राजनीति में शॉर्टकट के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है। राजनीति में शॉर्टकट से दूर हो जाइए। राजनीति लॉन्ग रन का काम है। लंबी दूरी से अगर जाना है राजनीति में तो धैर्यपूर्वक काम करिए। निश्चित रूप से काम के प्रति अपने कमिटमेंट के साथ काम कीजिए। भारतीय जनता पार्टी का वॉच टावर इतना मजबूत है, आपको बूथ से उठाकर प्रदेश और केंद्रीय नेतृत्व तक पहुंचा देगा।
संगठन के मामले में भी उनका जो विजन था, वो संगठन को कैसे आगे बढ़ाया जा सकता है, कैसे संगठन के छोटे छोटे कार्यकर्ताओं को उनके दक्षता के हिसाब से या उनके कार्य के अनुरूप उनको कैसे आगे बढ़ाने के लिए कैसे काम दिया जाए, ये उनकी संस्कृति में भी थे, उनके कार्य की दक्षता भी थी।
Nitin Nabin became a prominent BJP leader at a young age. He's one of those few people who spent his life in strengthening the BJP in Bihar. Bureau Report, India Today.